I'm Amelia Herbert, and I teach 8th grade history at North Star Academy. The students that I have are experienced with Socratic Seminar from 7th grade. However, this is the first that we're doing for the 8th grade year. The students have just completed a 2-week review unit on the American Revolution, and they are going to get a chance now to discuss some of the essential questions and essential understandings and give their opinions with evidence of the American Revolution. We know how to have great discussions. The other day, you guys pointed out specifically in here in Agape that you wanted students to ask for evidence and make sure to do that. You wanted students to ask questions, and we decided that these things up here, those were kind of 5th grade things. We know to track each other. We know to do active listening. We know to show respect, okay? So make sure that we're doing these higher level things, like pushing people even more. Let's look at the rubric really quickly. If you turn to the back. So you're going to be graded on the same criteria. It says here you want to demonstrate a deep knowledge of the historical topic. We have lots of great opinions, but your opinions aren't going to be strong. They're not going to mean anything without your evidence. That's when you get an argument, okay? Great, Rick, grab your chair.
We understand that the colonies are like the children and British is like the mother, but British should have the right to tax them, yeah, but colonists should pay the taxes and be also represented.
If they accepted the taxes in the first place, then this could have been avoided, because like if they like accepted the taxes and didn't rebel, they would have still been like part of the British colony, and then like it wouldn't have gotten out of hand, like throwing tea into our harbor.
And plus, King George never listened to the colonists because they sent a petition to King George, and King George never responded back. And then in the Second Continental Congress, they did the same thing, and they never got an answer.
You just contradicted yourself too.
I agree. The colonists wanted independence but the British didn't want to give it to them because they didn't think highly of the colonies. They thought the colonies were just children and they didn't have their own ideas.
You like exaggerate something like to help a cause is a good thing, because if they're fighting for a good reason and they need people to listen about the idea, they're going to have to exaggerate a couple problems to make it seem like it's that important. Because it wasn't.
Because when they lied, it inspired the patriots to go and fight for their people.
But you remember
Okay, let's make sure we're tracking. There's a lot of passion in this discussion, okay? But we want to make sure we debrief it so that we can actually talk about your comments. So let's hear from the outer circle first. First, let's hear positive things you heard or specific comments.
I like the fact that Ronaldo, even though he tried to speak a lot, he kept pushing the conversation forward with other suggestions. So that was great. And I also like the fact that the group kept going back and forth, like Ajane said.
Let's get improvements. And if you have something that you think didn't go as well, make sure you're suggesting something that could happen next time. Janaris, let's hear from you.
I know I could have talked more, and like several people started talking at the same time, and I tried to talk, and like nobody let me talk.
So what do you think could have happened differently?
Like when somebody starts talking, like everyone else should stop and hear the ideas. Then like get your ideas like one in a row, and like everybody at the same time.
Benny, you were dominating the conversation at certain points, and then like you kind of calmed down near the end, and so I thought that like since you were in the conversation a lot, that you could have invited some other people in while you were in the conversation.
And speaking on Benny, one thing that I thought was interesting, Amir, you said that he calmed down near the end, and one thing that you did, Benny, which I think we should all try for next time, is when Janaris is talking about how everyone wants to talk and it's sort of this big, Benny just did a hand gesture. He sort of went like this. He wanted everybody to try to calm down, and that was smart, okay? Because you can use gestures like that too.
One thing I need to learn how to do is calm down so I could get my analysis out straight, because I'll say something, and when I want to say it, I just can't get my analysis. I get stuck and just turn what I'm about to say off.
Great. And Shanice?
Also, when someone says their opinion and it's different from your opinion, don't because I was hearing in the circle people was like that, that's their opinion, and so you can't make them change their opinion if they don't want to change it.
A few things I want to do, but I want us to get back together first. I think we can do this in 1 minute, and I know we can do it silently, and that's how we're going to do it. So please go ahead now and reconfigure the room. You should not be speaking, and you should be moving as quickly as possible. So the grading is key, and that's a place where I still think I could actually improve. But I showed them the rubric beforehand, and I actually aligned it with the literature department. They did their first one last week, and so the rubric will be graded. They'll get, and it just sort of gives them general feedback on how they did, and you can put specific comments that they made and stuff too. The students also write an open-ended response for homework, and they have a chance over the weekend. I usually have found in the past that these are some of the best because they like responding to what their peers said. They just love it. It came from the class, it feels real to them. So that is going to be a graded written assignment that they have. And then also throughout the year, I honestly just like to refer back to what kids said. It's really powerful, like even when we get to other units, when you can be like, remember when Malik connected segregation to, the fight to end segregation to the fight in the American Revolution. And, it's great. It gives kids